Welcome back to The Life with the Browns. We begin not with laughter, not with a shared breakfast, not with prayer circles or the sound of children's voices echoing through a home built on years of promises. No, today we begin in the quiet aftermath of a family unraveling, a spiritual divorce hanging like a storm cloud over every corner of the Brown universe. "I think I'm ready," Christine whispers, her voice heavy with a mix of relief and fear. Across the state, Janelle listens, her own heart tightening. Another email arrives, another woman, timid yet hopeful, asking to get to know the family, a family fractured, a family drifting. She was the last wife standing until Kody, in his relentless pursuit of something new, gave her a reason to walk away. And then there's Robyn Brown. Once queen of Kody's carefully curated world, she is gone, vanished, leaving behind only an empty house, a locked letter, and a man pleading into the cold walls, desperate for explanations that do not exist. And as the Brown clan collapses piece by piece, Kody stands alone, surveying the ruins of a life he built, yet now cannot save. But perhaps this is not the end. Perhaps it is only the beginning of a life without him. "I'm not the man I once was," Kody admits in the premiere's first chilling scene, the camera lingering on a man older, thinner, eyes haunted, yet resolute. His leather jacket looks heavier than ever, as though it carries the weight of decades of broken promises, failed unions, and unspoken regrets. "Maybe I need someone new," he confesses, his voice trembling in honesty, cringeworthy yet raw. It's a statement that ignites a wildfire across the Brown family and an audience of millions. No longer the cocky patriarch flaunting 4 wives and a brood of children. We see now a man fractured, exhausted, and searching, not for love, but perhaps for redemption, or at least a clean slate. The premiere of Season 20 refuses to play it safe. Instead of cheerful family breakfasts, the screen is dark, tense, every shadow a reflection of what has been lost. As the season unfolds, the montage of happier times, meals shared, newborns cradled, family road trips, contrasts painfully with the present. Kody's gaze drifts from Mary, Janelle, and Christine, crashing instead upon Robyn, the once unquestioned favorite. She, who rescued him from isolation, who held his heart as no other had, is now a silent witness to a man no longer defending her. In therapy, he admits to needing a partner unburdened by the past, someone who doesn't come with 15 years of emotional baggage. The internet explodes. Fans and critics alike dissect his words, questioning whether he has crossed an unforgivable line. And yet some sympathize. After years of devotion, is it so wrong for a man to seek peace, even if it means leaving those he once claimed to love most? The wives' reactions are raw and immediate. Mary scrolls silently on her porch, her face inscrutable, resigned. Janelle watches with clenched fists, heart pounding, anger barely restrained. And Robyn? She sheds silent, agonizing tears, each one a testament to a decade of love, devotion, and heartbreak now brushed aside. On set, producers described this season as the rawest in 20 years. Even the crew wept. A tearful argument between Kody and Robyn, unseen by the audience until episode 3, left everyone shaken. It all begins here, with Kody's startling declaration that he is ready to move forward, to begin anew. And begin anew he does, stepping into a Salt Lake City office to meet a professional matchmaker, a woman unfamiliar yet pivotal to the next chapter. His words are chilling. Level-headed, not jealous, not wrapped up in all this drama. A bombshell for viewers, a dagger for those left behind. Robyn, once the center of his universe, is now relegated to the shadows. In the quiet of her backyard, tears streaming as she watches her children play, the weight of betrayal is almost unbearable. Every glance, every silent exchange with Kody underscores the shift. He speaks around her, over her, but seldom to her. The tension is palpable, a silence that resonates deeper than words. And yet, amidst the chaos, a fragile thread of connection emerges. Robyn reaches out to Mary, tentative, vulnerable, seeking understanding. "Maybe we could talk," she ventures. Mary pauses, sip of coffee frozen in time, the air thick with unspoken truths. This is not just a story of a man searching for someone new. This is the unraveling of a woman who gave her heart entirely, only to watch it slip through her fingers, one tear, one confession, one silent stare at a time. The quiet moments often speak the loudest, and for Robyn Brown, those quiet moments are deafening. "Now you understand how I felt for 10 years, she whispers, her voice trembling with a mixture of pain, exhaustion, and bitter clarity. This isn't melodrama. It's raw, unfiltered truth. For a decade, she poured herself into a family, into a husband, into promises that now feel like ashes in her hands. Kody's emotional distance, a slow erosion over years, has finally surfaced as a tidal wave. He sits in his own confessional, attempting to rationalize the transformation that has left so many hearts fractured. "I'm just exhausted," he admits. "I gave every piece of myself to try to make it happen with Robyn, and somewhere in the process, I lost myself." There's no anger, no dramatic outburst, just cold detachment. Their marriage is no longer a promise. It's a chapter, and sometimes chapters end. Those words ripple across the internet like a storm. Former fans accuse him of casting aside wives as if they were disposable pages in a book, while others argue he's simply telling the truth, finally unmasking the reality beneath the polished veneer. Robyn's world collapses quietly, heartbreak etched across her face as cameras capture an unscripted moment late one night. No makeup, no lighting, only a handheld camera and the truth. "I don't know what I did wrong," she whispers, clutching a tissue. Every sacrifice, every compromise, every public defense she offered for Kody, all dismissed. "I didn't just marry Kody," she confesses. "I married into the hurt, the history, the broken fragments." She had believed he saw her devotion. Now she realizes she was never enough. The most exposed version of Robyn Brown emerges here, and viewers feel it in their bones. The storm escalates when private recordings surface. Kody, on the phone with a woman whose identity remains hidden, speaks gently, flirtatiously. "I just want someone I can breathe around." Someone who doesn't come with all the history. The producers' faces reflect the shock of the moment. This isn't scripted drama anymore. This is live, unfolding betrayal. Robyn learns of the call and confronts him in the kitchen. "Who are you talking to?" she demands. Kody tries to deflect. "It's nothing, just a friend." But Robyn isn't fooled. "Is she going to be your new wife too? Are you replacing me like Mary? Like Christine?" The fridge door slams. The room vibrates with tension, and she flees, leaving silence in her wake. Kody retreats to the garage, leaving the audience suspended in unrelenting, palpable tension. TLC's cameras capture Robyn later in the confessional booth, clutching a crumpled piece of paper. "I never expected to be the last one standing just to be left behind too," she murmurs. Her gaze pierces the camera, empty, disbelieving, exhausted. The words hang heavy. Kody is searching again, and Robyn, once the queen of his heart, has been demoted, discarded, replaced. Meanwhile, Kody's chilling voiceover foreshadows the next upheaval. "I just have to find her before I lose everything." It is a declaration of intent, a herald of a search that will ignite family tension and fan fury alike. Kody steps into the world of matchmaking with an unsettling resolve. A sleek office, a professional named Marissa, and a clipboard that will decide the trajectory of his future. Loyalty, drama-free companionship, willingness to embrace the legacy without judgment. His checklist reads more like an inventory of absolution than a search for love. Fans erupt in reaction. Outrage collides with sympathy, and neutral observers wince at the spectacle of coping misfiring on a grand scale. Robyn discovers the matchmaking app hidden on his laptop, a secret that shatters what remained of her faith. "What does that make me, Kody? A liability?" she whispers, her voice breaking through sobs. Weeks later, Kody hesitates as Marissa schedules 3 possible candidates. Each step, each decision, each glance in the mirror marks a man not just seeking someone new, but replacing what he once had, unearthing wounds that cut across decades. The first date offers no reprieve. Danielle, intelligent, kind, aware of the man before her, faces Kody in a quiet Utah restaurant. Laughter attempts to bridge the gap, but the tension thickens. Questions of therapy and plural marriage hang in the air. Kody becomes defensive, the walls he's built cracking just enough to show the man underneath. The tired. Entitled Yearning Man Who Once Promised Eternal Love, now speaking in terms of replacement instead of repair. The episode is a slow burn, a crescendo of tension and heartbreak, leaving viewers suspended in disbelief, empathy, and rage simultaneously. This is not just a story about new beginnings. It is about the consequences of dismantling the heart of a woman who gave everything she had, and the unraveling that follows when love is treated as a transaction. The stakes are escalating, and Kody's pursuit of someone new is no longer theoretical. It's unfolding before the world, live and unfiltered. He sits across from Danielle, a woman who smiles politely, her warmth genuine, but the chemistry simply isn't there. The date ends abruptly, a polite yet definitive closure. Danielle never reaches out again. And in Flagstaff, as news travels like wildfire, Mary and Janelle process it in their own ways. Janelle hears it from the children, wide-eyed, incredulous. Mary sees it on Instagram, the digital confirmation of what was already suspected. They retreat to a local bakery, cameras rolling, observing every subtle reaction, capturing the tension like a still-life painting coming to life. Really dating again, isn't he? Janelle asks, her voice incredulous, a brittle laugh hiding disbelief. Yep, Mary responds quietly, introspective, almost mournful. Matchmaker and all. It's not love with him anymore. It's control. He's chasing a fantasy that doesn't exist. Even in the face of repeated failures, Kody refuses to relent. His confessionals grow increasingly manic, eyes wide, voice rising with determination and desperation. It's tough, he admits. But I'm not giving up until I find her. My new beginning. Someone who chooses me. Not just my name. He speaks of constructing a new family compound, a second-generation sister-wife dynasty, mapping it out meticulously on a whiteboard. 4 lots, 1 vision, a legacy to be etched in stone. To an outsider, it seems delusional, a man in denial clinging to ghosts of the past. Yet for Kody, it is undeniably serious, a blueprint for the next chapter, written with reckless confidence. And the audience watches, horrified and fascinated, as the machinery of his quest kicks into full gear. The producers tease what's coming next. Footage of Kody scrolling through video applications from hopeful candidates. A yoga instructor in Arizona. A midwife from Idaho. A Christian vlogger from Colorado. Each woman smiles into the camera, professing admiration for Kody's journey, praising family values, extolling plural marriage as a sacred, God-centered commitment. "I've always admired your journey, Kody," one woman declares. The screen fades to black, his grin lingering. "Maybe I'm not done after all," he whispers, a man on the precipice of obsession and reinvention. Meanwhile, Mary and Robyn are swept along by the ripples of his choices, forced to confront the consequences of a man unwilling or unable to reckon with the hearts he has left behind. Mary's transformation is breathtaking. She is no longer the timid, hopeful woman from season 1, clinging to the dream of eternal plural harmony. She is hardened, measured, and unyielding. When Kody reaches out via text, inviting her to coffee, she hesitates, not with longing, but with calculation. "Hey, you got time for coffee? Would love to talk." "Just us, Kody," he writes. For a brief instant, she is stunned, not flattered, not hopeful. "That man neglected me for nearly 10 years, she says aloud, crossing her arms, a mixture of incredulity and quiet triumph in her voice. She consents to meet, not for closure, not for reconciliation, but for clarity, and to establish the unshakable boundaries of her reclaimed life. The coffee shop scene is tense and cinematic. Mary arrives with Lisa, a friend and ally, standing close enough to observe, yet distant enough to allow Mary full control of the encounter. Kody, punctual, attempts charm, denim jacket, familiar cologne, careful posture. But when Mary walks in, poised, self-assured, the dynamic shifts. Kody falters, stammers, struggling to bridge a decade of neglect with a few rehearsed words. "You look wonderful," he offers. "Thanks," she replies, neutral, unmoved. They sit. Silence stretches, heavy and palpable. Kody tries to explain, to justify. "I know I hurt you," he says. Mary cuts through it. "Balance? Kody, you ghosted me during my own marriage, cuddling up with Robyn as if we didn't exist." Nostalgia drips from his words, manipulative yet subtle. Mary sees it instantly. "You miss being adored," she replies. "Not me. The version of yourself I used to believe in." The confrontation crescendos. Kody offers a timid proposal, a chance to take it slow, maybe start fresh. Mary's response is unflinching. "You're not looking for me. You're looking for someone to fill your silence." She rises, leaving him staring at untouched coffee, the first time the power is truly in her hands. The scene cuts to Robyn, sensing the shift. "Saw Mary?" she asks, tentative. Kody's reply is bland, detached. Robyn stiffens, suddenly aware. She is no longer the center, no longer indispensable. Mary's confessional is triumphant, not joyous, but liberated. "That coffee shop," she declares, "wasn't closure for us. It was a coronation for me. Years of neglect, oversight, and emotional starvation are distilled into this moment of clarity." She has reclaimed herself, and for the first time in decades, Kody is left staring at a woman he can no longer influence, control, or possess. The silent walkout resonates across the screen, a victory not just for Meri, but for every viewer witnessing the unraveling of Kody Brown's world and the empowerment of those he left behind. Those he left behind. The storm within the Brown family reaches a crescendo, and the fallout lands hardest on the women Kody once promised forever. Lisa watches quietly, a faint smile playing across her lips. He wasn't ready. Not yet. Janelle reacts differently. Sharp, measured, a mix of disbelief and restrained amusement crossing her features. Meanwhile, Meri, Kody's first wife, receives the news of the coffee encounter not through gossip or rumor, but through the slow burn of social media and family whispers. Did he really think she would fall back into his orbit? She laughs quietly, a bitter, knowing sound. The man who treated her like a prop, an accessory to his grand vision of family, now expects forgiveness for his decade-long absence. She rolls her eyes, not in malice, but in triumph. Good for her, she thinks. She's finally stopped running after what never truly existed. Later, Janelle and Meri share a FaceTime call. The sisters of circumstance, fractured by Kody's self-centered pursuits, reconnect in a moment of quiet solidarity. "You look free," Janelle observes, her voice lighter than it has been in years. Meri smiles, the relief visible even through the screen. The sisterhood Kody tried to break is reforming, slowly, quietly, and entirely without him. The camera lingers on Meri as she flips through her old journals, relics of her past hope and frustration. She pauses on a page from 2012. "I just want Kody to love me again. I'm doing everything. I feel invisible?" Her hand trembles as she tears the page free and throws it into the fireplace. Flames erupt, consuming the paper, and with it, the last vestiges of her old self. She whispers almost to herself, "Not anymore." And in that single fiery act, Meri Brown is reborn. The next episode promises confrontation, tension, and the slow, inexorable unraveling of Kody's plans. Robyn, sensing the shifting tides, makes one last-ditch effort to thwart wife number 5. Christine, drawn back into the fray, prepares to face Kody once more. Janelle's voice floats over a slow, haunting instrumental as she stands outside, wrapped in a heavy coat, snowflakes drifting around her, hands shoved into pockets, observing her backyard in Flagstaff. Her stance is contemplative, not cold, not bitter, just poised in the stillness of reflection. She isn't trapped by grief, but she hasn't yet fully escaped it. Then comes the visit. Kody appears at Janelle's door without warning. No message, no phone call, just the sudden, stiff presence of a man desperate to reclaim fragments of his fractured world. Janelle opens the door, calm yet guarded. "Kody, what's up?" she asks, half-stepping into the doorway. His response is casual, almost rehearsed. "Just wanted to drop by. Maybe catch a glimpse of the boys." "They aren't home. It's just me," she says bluntly. Silence hangs. Kody hesitates, then asks, "Mind if I come in for a minute?" Janelle pauses, assessing the situation, then swings the door wide. She isn't inviting him in, it's a test. A gesture measured and deliberate. Inside, coffee mugs warm their hands as the conversation unfolds in tense silence. "How are you actually doing?" Kody asks finally. "Better," Janelle responds, gazing him directly in the eyes. The weight of that one word lands heavily. It is liberation cloaked in simplicity. Kody shifts uncomfortably. "You appear different." "Because I am," she says evenly. History presses against them like a physical presence, and beneath the surface, perhaps, a flicker of unresolved connection remains. TLC's montage of flashbacks reminds viewers of the past. Laughter on camping trips, raising their children together, building the family property on Coyote Pass, quiet moments of hand-holding and partnership. Kody breaks the present silence. "We had a rhythm, didn't we?" Janelle doesn't respond aloud, but the silence carries its own acknowledgement. Her confessional later is layered with complexity. "He hurt me, he ignored me, but he's still the father of my children. We did life together for almost 30 years. That doesn't just vanish." She pauses, then whispers, "Sometimes I catch myself wondering, could we fix it?" And then I remember why I left. The tension is raw, emotional residue lingering between old love and betrayal. Kody's intentions are opaque, but in his private confessional, he admits, "Janelle was always my calm in the storm. She never needed a spotlight. She just got things done. Maybe I didn't appreciate that until it was gone." It's not just about love anymore. It's about who's still willing to build something with me. The viewers feel it. the distinction between love and utility, affection and co-conspiracy. A dinner proposal follows, fraught with both nostalgia and manipulation. "Just a small family meal," Kody offers. Janelle consents on her terms. The boys arrive first, Kody last. Conversation flows, restrained but weighted with history. When he blurts, "We were a team. We could be again." One son, Gabriel, cuts in. "Is this another reset, Dad?" Silence, Janelle interjects, breaking tension but not erasing it. Later, her confessional is unwavering. He thinks one meal, one laugh can rewrite years of disconnect. "I won't be his safety net while he shops for a new wife. But if he truly demonstrates change, maybe." The ambiguity hangs like a blade in the air. Kody records a private video diary in his truck that night. "I saw a glimmer tonight," he admits, hopeful, doubtful. She hasn't closed the door entirely. "If I can show her I've changed, maybe." The line between redemption and manipulation blurs. Fans are left wondering, is he seeking forgiveness or merely a fallback? The episode closes with a letter from Kody delivered to Janelle, a photograph from 1999, a folded house plan, a handwritten note. No cameras, no pressure, just one dinner, just us. Maybe one last what if? Janelle gazes at it, silent. The screen fades to black. Next time, Robyn discovers the letter. The battle lines are drawn. Sorrow, betrayal, and the slow, merciless unraveling of a once untouchable favorite wife have begun. Robyn's voice is sharp, measured, and utterly unyielding. "Don't pretend to be fixing the past," she tells Mary, her gaze unflinching. "You waited for him when he forgot you existed, and now you throw it back in his face when he's already broken." "And Janelle," she continues, her tone hardening, "you claim you're finished, but you still read his letters. Why?" Silence stretches. The air is taut with the weight of years, betrayals, and unspoken truths. Robyn inhales slowly, letting the words settle, the gravity of her confession echoing through the room. "I didn't marry into this family to be the last woman standing. I married because I believed in him, in the covenant. And now, I don't even know who he is anymore." Kody interrupts, defensive, stumbling over his words. "I never meant for any of this to happen." Robyn cuts him off, unrelenting. "But you did," she snaps, "and that's worse." Her confession to the camera in her last interview of the episode is as devastating as it is resolute. "I've started looking at real estate. Just me and the kids," she says, pausing, letting the words sink in. "I'm not saying it's over, but I refuse to be the last wife begging to be seen." Meanwhile, in Utah, Christine watches the chaos unfold through a producer's tablet. Her face is calm, unreadable at first, then a slow, knowing smile spreads across her lips. "Told you," she murmurs to the camera. Favoritism never lasts in that house. Back in Flagstaff, the camera pans to Kody entering the master bedroom, the weight of silence pressing down on him. Robyn's belongings are gone, half-empty closets, stripped drawers. On the bed, a single note lies waiting. "Don't call unless you're ready to be honest. Robyn." He sits on the edge of the bed, the enormity of the situation crashing down, alone in the quiet he created. The next episode explodes with the children stepping forward, delivering truths that leave Kody speechless. "We were taught to believe family was everything," Gabriel begins, his voice low, trembling with the burden of suppressed emotion. "So why does it now feel like it's nothing?" Seated in a muted, dimly lit room, he fidgets with a worn bracelet, recounting heartbreak after heartbreak. "I used to be close with Dad. I talked to him every day. And then he chose Robyn over us. He didn't even call me on my birthday that year. That was the year I needed him most." Silence, no music. Just raw, unfiltered grief. Madison, now a mother herself, speaks from her kitchen in North Carolina, balancing toddler and stirring pot in a split-screen shot. "Mom did everything to hold this family together, and it wasn't enough. Kody was proud to be a father, until it became inconvenient. Then some of us were erased." Aurora and Brianna, Robyn's daughters, break their long silence for the first time on camera. Aurora's voice trembles. "It's awkward now. Dad's here, but he's not here." Brianna adds, "He's obsessed with fixing the other wives. We hardly exist anymore unless it's about filming." The stark reality lands for viewers. Kody's former favorites now feel invisible, overlooked, replaced in their own family. A pivotal Zoom meeting unfolds. 5 children volunteering their voices for the first time. Gabriel, Madison, Gwendolyn, Leon, and Savannah. Initially cordial, the conversation quickly descends into raw honesty. "Why is he trying to get a new wife?" Madison asks. Control, Leon snaps. He doesn't like being alone, we're just pawns. Savannah whispers, I wish we were still kids. We didn't know any of this yet. The truth once hidden is now glaring. Footage of the meeting leaks, unintended but undeniable, exposing Kody's rationalizations and manipulations for all to see. Kody watches, frozen, trying to justify himself. I gave them everything. I was the backbone. And now they act like I was a ghost, he mutters, fists clenched. But the audience sees the reality. He's rationalizing, not reflecting. Janelle, incensed, watches her children suffer and finally speaks up. I did my best to protect them, she says, holding back tears. And now I know I got it wrong. Robyn steps in, taking a rare, assertive role. She dials Kody, her voice firm. You need to talk to them. Not at them. Not around them. To them. Before it's too late. Kody hesitates, unsure, and for the first time, he feels the full weight of what he's lost. The climactic dinner is a masterclass in tension. A secluded booth in a dim restaurant, one candle flickering between them. Janelle arrives first, composed, professional, guarded. Mary follows, sunglasses shielding her eyes, unreadable. Kody enters last late, visibly shaken. He slides 2 envelopes across the table. I wrote these in case I couldn't find the words here, he says. Neither woman opens them. They are here to hear him, not read him. Kody's confession spills into desperation. When Christine left, I thought she was the problem. When you both pulled away, I thought it was betrayal. But I get it now, it was me. I punished everyone for being imperfect. Mary and Janelle cut him down, piercing his defenses. You erased us with silence, Mary says, voice breaking. Kody looks up, tears in his eyes, muttering, That's true. But I want to build again. Something real. Mary stands, voice trembling but steel beneath. You want to construct a house with me, but you never built a safe space. I'm exhausted. Exhausted to be a project you return to when everything else crumbles. Janelle nods, adding, You need help. Not another wife. Not another blueprint. Kody finally crumbles, head in hands, weeping. I've lost everything. Christine, you too, my kids? Robyn isn't speaking to me. I don't even know who I am anymore. And for the first time, he isn't angry. He's broken. The episode closes with quiet, potent imagery. Robyn's empty home, half-packed luggage, candles flickering in silent defiance. Kody standing alone under a street lamp, the weight of his failures pressing down. The children scattered post-cryptic messages, signaling the next generation's agency. Closure is not reunion, it is release. The final frame lingers on Robyn voiceover. I thought staying meant holding something sacred. Now I realize I was holding on to someone who was never really holding me. The screen fades to black, leaving viewers with the haunting knowledge. The Brown family is no longer defined by Kody. The women are reclaiming their stories, their power, their lives. Their power, their lives.